It always feels good when you are appreciated. SLT non-stop broadband. Free loyalty data added as you stay connected.
ලෙන්ගතුකම වැඩි කරගන්න ලව්ජු රුපියල් 50ට අඩු කළා.
මාමේ එන්න අපිට එකක් බොමු.
Tonight, too old school. Prime Minister issues scathing rebuke of the US government's travel ban on the army commander, calling it a medieval response to a 21st century problem. Optimistic outlook. First Capital says government majority win at election will end political uncertainty and usher in an above 4% GDP growth this year.
We are likely to have elections in 25th of April, which is again likely to bring in the same governing party into power.
Success story. Sri Lanka's only COVID-19 patient leaves for home fully recovered. More questions. Parliament in uproar, questioning the legality of the CBSL forensic audit debate.
Whether it's legal or not, the Speaker has to give a ruling.
We are going ahead with the debate. We are already started.
All that and much more coming up on First at 9. This Wednesday, the 19th of February 2020.
හැටනමයයි 97ට SMS කර රුපියල් මිලියන 3ක මුල්තැන්ගේ උපකරණ දිනාගෙන අවුරුද්දෙම කුස්සිය ටයිම් සේව් කරගන්න.
From AdaDerana, this is AdaDerana First at 9. Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Good evening and welcome to First at 9. I'm Dhammik Ekanaika. Let's start with your local stories. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa today announced the government's decision to withdraw from the process of co-sponsorship of the controversial United Nations Human Rights Council Resolution 30/1, a self-imposed censor of the country's military personnel. Calling it a historic betrayal of the country by those who supported its adoption, the Prime Minister's statement delivered scathing criticism of the UNP-TNA-JVP triumvirate that overlooked its co-sponsorship and its welcoming of the collective punishment of Sri Lanka's top military officer and his family.
Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa confirmed the government's decision to withdraw from the United Nations Human Rights Commission Resolution 30/1 in a special statement released today. The statement was released in response to a decision of the United States government to prohibit the entry of Army Commander Lieutenant General Shavendra Silva and his immediate family members into the United States on alleged human rights charges. The Prime Minister called the move an example of unjust collective punishment more prevalent during medieval times and having no place in the 21st century. Prime Minister Rajapaksa also pointed out that such collective punishment has also been meted out based on allegations not clearly articulated, saying, quote, "No one knows what the allegations are," unquote. The statement also accused the United States of ignoring international covenants on civil and political rights by meting out punishment before proving guilt, adding that such covenants do not apply to the army commander or his family in the eyes of the US government. Calling the co-sponsorship of Resolution 30/1 by the Good Governance regime against themselves a historic betrayal of the country, the Prime Minister noted that the resolution itself had been based on unfounded allegations outlined in an unsanctioned report prepared outside established procedures by the then UN Secretary General in 2011. He also accused the UNP-TNA-JVP triumvirate of legitimizing such unfounded charges by accepting and adopting the controversial resolution against its own people. The statement added that the government will henceforth withdraw its support from the process of co-sponsorship of the resolution. The PM also singled out the Janata Vimukti Peramuna for its failure to condemn the move, as well as the Tamil National Alliance for its welcoming of the ban, adding that the people will recall the silence of parties that allowed the resolutions to be passed. In conclusion, the statement said that it was now clear that the political divide in the country remains between patriots who put the country first and traitors who are prepared to betray the country.
Now, the debate on the forensic audit reports compiled on the central bank bond transactions was worked off in Parliament today for a second day. Members of the governing party, however, questioned the legality of the very debate, insisting that it cannot be, since the firm which conducted the forensic audit doesn't bear any responsibility for the report, as it has mentioned the fact in the document.
ලංකා මහ බැංකුව තමයි මේ සමාගම නම් කරලා තියෙන්නේ. විගණකාධිපතිවරයා නෙමෙයි. එතකොට මේ වාර්තාවේ ඉතා පැහැදිලිව සුද්ධ ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් තියෙනවා.
මේක ගරු ඇමතිතුමා විවාදයට ගන්න එක හොඳ නැද්ද?
කිසිම වගකීමක් දරන්නේ නැහැ. ඉතින් වගකීමක් නැති එකක් සඳහා ඇයි අපි මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුව වැනි උත්තරීතර
දැන් අපි එකඟ වෙලා ඊයේත් පටන් ගත්තනේ. දැන් වෙනස් කරන්න අමාරුනේ.
මේක නීති විරෝධී.
මට තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ ඇයි මේ තරම් ආණ්ඩුව උත්සාහ කරන්නේ මේ වාර්තා යට ගහන්නත් මේ විවාදේ වහන්නත්.
සියලුම පක්ෂ නායකින් එකට එකතු වෙලා තීන්දුවක් ගත්තා දින දෙකක විවාදයක් පවත්වනවායි කියලා.
අද විවාදයට ලක් කරන්න උත්සාහ දරන කල්තැබීමේ යෝජනාවේ තිබෙන ෆෝසනික් ඔඩිට් එක නීති අනුකූල නැහැ කියලා ඒක පටන් ගන්න රිපෝට් එකම තියෙනවා. Legality is being questioned.
Yes,
so
fine.
you have to give a ruling. You have to give place whether it's legal or not. The speaker has to give a
We are
ruling.
going ahead with the debate. We are already started.
You can debate. Wait.
No.
We are not frightened.
No.
You
We
should
have
be
started
frightened of
it.
what
We
you
are
have
going ahead with the
done.
debate. That's
You
finished.
should-
බැනුම් කරය ගැන ඇති කරගත්තු නියම කරපු පොලිරේට්ටු ඇතුළෙන් තොරතුරු එලියට දීලාද මොන බම්බුවටද වෙන්දේසි කල්ලා ඇතුළෙන් තොරතුරු එලියට දීලා වෙන්දේසියට එනවුන් ඔක්කොම වලක්වලා අපේ ලංකා බැංකුවට කොහෙන්දෝ නියමයක් ඇවිල්ලා උවමනා මුදල් දෙන්න කියලා පර්පෙචුවල්ලට කවුද ඒ නියමයන් කළේ මෙන්න මේවා තමයි ෆොරෙන්සික් රිපෝට් එක දෙන්න ඕන ෆොරෙන්සික් රිපෝට් එකේ ඒවා දීලා නැහැ.
Now, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa today urged not to take the freedoms accorded by the government as a sign of weakness. Addressing a ceremony in Galaha, the head of state also expressed confidence in the judiciary to execute its affairs independently while being fair to the people.
The project to construct 100,000 kilometers of alternative and rural roads was launched today with the patronage of President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. The project, which is another phase of the program Vistas of Prosperity, got underway with the commencement of the construction work of the Rikilagaskana road, which falls across Peradeniya, Galaha and Deltota. The occasion was also the first public meeting the President has had since coming to power.
මම තමුන්නාන්සේලාට කියන්නට කැමති පසුගිය මාස 3 ඇතුළත ආරක්ෂක අංශවලට ලැබිය යුතු බලතල නොබියව පාවිච්චි කරන්නට මම අවසර දීලා තියෙනවා. ආරක්ෂක ලේකම්වරයාගේ ඉඳලා අපේ රටේ ඉන්න හොඳම ආරක්ෂක නිලධාරීන් බුද්ධ්‍යංශවලටත් හොඳම නිලධාරීන්ව අපි පත් කරලා තිබෙනවා. බෙදුම්වාදී ත්‍රස්තවාදයක් හෝ ආගමික අන්තවාදී ත්‍රස්තවාදයක් නැවතත් මේ රටේ බිහි වෙන්නට ඉඩ දෙන්නේ නැtei කියන එක මම තමුන්නාන්සේලාට තහවුරු කරනවා. ඒ වගේම විදන්නවා විවිධ රටවලින් පසුගිය කාලය තුල නොඑක් වර්ගයේ මත්ද්‍රව්‍ය පැමිණෙනවා. ඉතින් ඒවා මේ වෙනකටත් අපි විශාල ජාලයන් හඳුනාගෙන ඒවා කඩා දමන්නට අවශ්‍ය වැඩපිළිවෙල අපි ක්‍රියාත්මක කරලා තිබෙනවා. මම පොරොන්දු වුණා අපි නීතියට ඇඟිලි ගහන්න නැතුව ස්වාධීනව කටයුතු කරන්නට උන්ට අවස්ථාවක් ලබා දෙනවා කියලා. අපි අගමැතිතුමාගේ කාර්යාලයට ගෙනල්ලා නීතිපතිවරු නිලධාරීන්ව අපිත් එක්ක ඉන්න පක්ෂවල නායකයින්ව ගෙනල්ලා මොන නඩුද කරන්න කියලා තීරණයක් ගන්නේ නැහැ. මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා ඒ අධිකරණයේ ස්වාධීනත්වය නිසි අයුරු පාවිච්චි කරයි කියලා. අපි අගමිනිස්තුමා ගැන විශාල විශ්වාසයක් තිබෙනවා. මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා එතුමා අධිකරණයේ ස්වාධීනත්වයත් නිසි අයුරු ජනතාවගේ යහපත සඳහා සාධාරණව පාවිච්චි කරයි කියලා. අපි නිදහස දීලා තිබීම රජයක දුර්වලතාවයක් හැටියට පාවිච්චි කරන්න එපා කියන එකත් මම මතක් කරන්නට වෙනවා. අද නිලධාරීන්ව එදා බය කරලා තියෙන නිසා සෑම දෙයක්ම කැබිනට් අනුමැතිය සඳහා කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයට එවනවා. ඒක අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ජනතාව වෙනුවෙන් නොබියව තීරණ ගැනීමට අවස්ථාව අපි ලබා දීලා තියෙනවා. මගේ දූර කාලය තුල ඒ පස් අවුරුද්ද තුල මා පොරොන්දු වුණු මගේ මැතිවරණ ප්‍රකාශනයෙන් තමුන්නාන්සේලාට පොරොන්දු වුණු සියලුම පොරොන්දු මා ඉටු කරනවායි කියන ප්‍රතිඥාව දෙමින් තමුන්නාන්සේලාට සුබ අනාගතයක් සෞභාග්‍යමත් අනාගතයක්.
While on the way to attend the program launch, President Rajapaksa spoke with some vegetable farmers in the area of Galaha, with prices of vegetables being the topic.
මේ ලොකු නිෂ්පාදනයක් තියෙනවා තක්කාලි.
ඒ තක්කාලි ගෙනියන ක්‍රමයක්
මේක දැන් අද උපන් මෙහෙ ඉඳලා දහොල්ල කියලා ආයෙ මෙහෙ එනවා.
මේව කොහෙද?
මේවා දාලා වේලයි. මේ ළඟ.
මේක කීයද ලීක්ස්?
ලීක්ස් 160යි.
නෑ මේකට මොකක් හරි කරන්න ඕනේ නේ.
ලේකම්තුමා මේ
ඒක ගිහිල්ලා අපෝ මේ කිසි තීරණයක් නැහැ නේ. ඉතින් ඒකට පොඩි ඕගොල්ලෝ ප්ලෑන් එකක් කිව්වොත් ඔගොල්ලන්ගේ නේද අදහස් තියෙන්නේ
මෙහි වෙනත පොලක් හදලා මෙහි හොඳ විලක් තියලා.
මෙහි එතකොට මෙහි අයට අඩුවෙන් හම්බ වෙනවනේ. එතකොට අනිත් එක මේකත් එක්ක පිටට ගෙනියනකොට දඹුල්ලට ගෙනිහිල්ලා දඹුල්ලෙන් ආපහු එහාට ඇවිල්ලා ඒකේ අසාර්ථක වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඉතින් මෙහි කළා මෙතන කෙලින්ම කොළඹට ඉවරයි. ඉවරයි.
ඒක තමයි බලන්න හොඳයි.
මට එවන්නේ කියන
Sri Lanka's one and only confirmed novel coronavirus patient was discharged from hospital today. The Chinese national was diagnosed with COVID-19 when she was about to return to China following a stay in the island. Now, despite Sri Lanka's success story, the global death toll, however, entered the 2000s for the first time overnight. 21 countries are still battling the virus, with China being hit the hardest.
The first patient to have been officially diagnosed with the novel coronavirus in Sri Lanka left the IDH hospital in Langoda this morning as per medical recommendation after receiving treatment for nearly 20 days. Chinese national 43-year-old Lu Yang was admitted to the hospital on 25th of January when she was about to leave for China from the Bandaranaike International Airport. Minister of Health Pavitra Devi Vanyarachi, Director General of Health Services Dr. Anil Jasinghe, Director of IDH Hospital Dr. Asitatta Nayaka, along with members of staff, were also present at the hospital premises to bid her farewell. She was then taken to the Chinese embassy and left for China from the Bandaranaike International Airport in Katunayake in the afternoon. In the meantime, 139 more deaths had occurred since the end of Monday, including a death in Hong Kong as at 5:25 p.m. Sri Lankan time today. With that, the global number of deaths reaches 2,000 for the first time, with a tally of 2,012, from which only 6 are outside mainland China. 1,858 fresh cases have been recorded, sending the number of total cases across the world to 75,307. Meanwhile, 14,991 people have recovered from the virus. South Korea reported 15 new cases of COVID-19 today, bringing the total number of people infected in the country to 46. The Japanese government, meanwhile, was able to extract the first 100 people who passed the quarantine period aboard the Diamond Princess cruise ship, which is anchored in Yokohama Harbor in Japan. More than 540 people aboard the cruise ship have been infected with COVID-19, which is the highest number of infections outside China. The vessel originally carried 3,700 passengers and crew. Many of those infected have already been transferred to hospitals. Sri Lanka's foreign ministry stated that 2 Sri Lankan crew members on board the ship are in good health. The World Health Organization, meanwhile, confirmed a total of 92 cases of human-to-human transmission of COVID-19 in 12 countries outside China.
We have now had cases of COVID-19 outside China for more than a month. So far, there are 92 cases in 12 countries outside China of human-to-human transmission. At the moment, we don't have enough data on cases outside China to make a meaningful comparison on the severity of disease or the case fatality rate. However, we have not yet seen the sustained local transmission except in specific circumstances like the Diamond Princess cruise ship.
Now, moving on with other local stories, interdicted High Court Judge Gihan Pilapitiya has filed a writ application before the Court of Appeal seeking an interim injunction order preventing his arrest. The Inspector General of Police, the Director of the Colombo Crime Division and several others have been named as respondents of the petition. Pilapitiya High Court Judge Gihan Pilapitiya was interdicted on the 22nd of January over the controversial phone conversation he had with UNP MP Ranjan Ramanayake, which was brought to light with the leaked cache of recordings containing telephone conversations the MP had with influential figures. The petition was taken up for consideration this morning before the Court of Appeal's bench consisting of its President, Justice A.H.M. Nawaz and Justice Arjun Obesekara. Senior Solicitor General Milinda Gunatilaka, appearing on behalf of the Attorney General, raised preliminary objections calling for the dismissal of the writ petition. He told the bench that the Attorney General has not given orders to the acting IGP to arrest Gihan Pilapitiya as mentioned in the writ petition. He clarified that the Attorney General only instructed the acting IGP to report to a court of law and obtain an arrest warrant. Representing the interdicted High Court judge, President's Counsel Ramesh De Silva raised objections to the submissions of the Senior Solicitor General, stating that media had reported otherwise. He further pointed out that an official of the Attorney General's department too had told media outlets that the Attorney General had given such direction to the acting IGP. As the two representatives were embroiled in a heated exchange of words, the judge bench ordered to take up the writ petition for consideration this afternoon. When the petition was taken up for a second time during the day, there had not been any legal representation for the first respondent, the acting IGP. While saying that questioning the acting IGP is imperative in examining the petition, the court ordered that notice be issued for the acting IGP to make submissions tomorrow before the court. We'll see you again shortly after this break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching First at 9. Now, the maiden meeting of the Sri Lanka Nidahas Podujana Sandhanaya was worked off last evening at Temple Trees. It was formed with the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna and Sri Lanka Freedom Party along with several other factions. The future cause targeting the looming general election was on the agenda, with one of the decisions made being that political parties representing the alliance in the northern and eastern provinces being given the chance to contest independently.
The first discussion of the Sri Lanka Nidahas Podujana Sandhanaya worked off last evening at the Temple Trees. The meeting was attended by Chairman of the Alliance, former President Maithripala Sirisena, General Secretary Basil Rajapaksa and other representatives. Attention was drawn by the members to the appointing of a nomination committee to select parliamentary candidates. Further, the Prime Minister's attention was drawn to the signing of a collective agreement between both the parties before the upcoming general election. It was also decided to grant permission to parties representing the alliance from the northern and eastern province to contest separately if required. Following the discussions, MPs addressed the media.
ඉදිරි මැතිවරණයට කොහොමද ඉදිරිපත් වෙන්නේ ඒ සම්බන්ධව ඒකෙන් අපි සන්දානයෙන් ඉදිරිපත් වීමට තමයි කතා කරේ. හැබැයි කැමැති දේශපාලන පක්ෂයකට තමන්ගේ නමින් ඉදිරිපත් විය හැකියි. ඊට පස්සේ අපේ සන්දානයේ හැටියට අපි හඳුරන මැතිවරණයෙන් පස්සේ අපිට එකතු වෙලා රජයක් කරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්.
ඉතාම හොඳ සාකච්ඡාවක් සිද්ධ වුණා. ගරු අග්‍රාමාත්‍යතුමත් ඒ වගේම බැසිල් රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමත් අපි සියලු දෙනාම ඒ වගේම අපේ හිටපු ජනාධිපතිතුමා වගේ පක්ෂ සභාපතිතුමත් පළවෙනි වතාවට ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පොදුජන සන්දානයේ සාකච්ඡාවක් විදිහට තමයි අද පක්ෂ නායක රැස්වීම තිබුණේ. ඒ පක්ෂ නායක රැස්වීමටත් මෛත්‍රීපාල සිරිසේන ජනාධිපතිතුමා සහභාගී වුණා.
කියන්නේ මෛත්‍රීපාල සිරිසේන මහත්මයා සම්බන්ධයෙන් ශ්‍රී ලංකා පොදුජන පෙරමුණේ මන්ත්‍රී කණ්ඩායම් වල මොකක් හරි අප්‍රසාදයක් තිබෙනවා කියලා මොකක් හරි
කිසි අප්‍රසාදයක් නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒවා පුද්ගලික ප්‍රශ්න නේ. මනාප ඡන්ද ආපුවම ඕක සාමාන්‍යයෙන් සිද්ධ වෙනවා.
ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ
ජනාධිපතිතුමා සාකච්ඡාවට සම්බන්ධ වුණේ නැහැ.
MPs also made comments regarding the alliance at several media briefings.
විශ්වාස කරනවා අපිට මන්ත්‍රී ආසන 150කට යන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි. අහුගිය මැතිවරණයේදී අපි පරාජය වූ එහෙත් එන මැතිවරණයේදී අපි ජයග්‍රහණය කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා නුවරඑළිය වවුනියාව වගේ දිස්ත්‍රික්. ගම්පහ කුරුණෑගල කොළඹ රත්නපුරේ ගාල්ල මාතර හම්බන්තොට වගේ දිස්ත්‍රික් වලින් අපි මන්ත්‍රී ආසන 1-2 වැඩි කරගත්තොත් අපිට 150ට යන්න පුළුවන්.
ඔබතුමාගේ සන්දානයේ තරම් යනවද පොරටුව පැත්තට?
එක්සත් ජනතා නිදහස් සන්දානයේ ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂයේ පොදුජන එක්සත් පෙරමුණ අපේ ළඟ තියෙන්නේ මේ ඔක්කොම එකතු වෙලා තමයි ඊළඟ මැතිවරණය තරම් කරන්නේ.
හැබැයි හිටපු ජනාධිපතිතුමාට මෛත්‍රීපාල සිරිසේන මැතිතුමාට ජයග්‍රහණය කරන්න හැකියිද පොළොන්නරු දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ?
මේ බලන්න ඕනේ ජනතාවනේ ඡන්දෙ දෙන්නේ.
Now, First Capital Research held its research conference Investment Strategy 2020, where a gradual easing of political uncertainty was predicted in the year ahead following the upcoming parliamentary elections, where, as past trends show, the incumbent government is expected to gain the majority it requires. First Capital's head of research, Dimantha Matthew, made these remarks during his review presentation and added that although he remains positive on the country's economy, the second half of the year is expected to experience increased borrowing pressure.
At the start of the year, actually we are looking at the dollar appreciating mainly because of the strength of the US economy. However, the figures in the US economy starting to weaken and the Federal Reserve adopted a monetary easing. So with that, the dollar actually weakened. For the end of the year, we targeted 180 to 183. as the exchange rate target. I think the year ended at 181.4. So going on to equity outlook, we've been very bullish and we targeted the index to hit a SPI target of 6,000. As you know, we've had a couple of bull runs over the last 6 to 8 months. The ASPI actually exceeded our target and hit 6,150. So now I will go into the factors that you need to consider for 2020. If you start off with the political segment, with the presidential election in November and then subsequently a new government being appointed, there was an easing of political uncertainty. And also, we know that from the 1st of March, the president has power to dissolve parliament, and then we are likely to have elections in 25th of April, which is again likely to bring in the same governing party into power. So that has been the past trend over the last 30 years. We feel that throughout the year, the political uncertainty is likely to completely get eliminated. Let's look at the economic front. So we are positive on the economy. However, we feel that the second half is likely to have a bit of problems with borrowing pressure likely to increase. So our outlook here is neutral. We will go into the indicators. So starting off with GDP growth, we are looking at GDP growth increasing to 4.1% and 4.3%. So basically we are looking at above 4% growth for this year and next year.
Taking a look at the markets, Sri Lankan stocks closed 0.29% higher amid volatile trade today. The all-share price index closed 16.82 points up at 5,847.83. The S&P SL20 index of more liquid stocks closed to 23.45 points up at 2,807.11. Market turnover was 188.1 million rupees, while 75 stocks gained and 50 fell. Sri Lanka's largest listed lender, Commercial Bank, contributed most to the SPI gain. Now here's a brief report on today's market performance.
The bond market, the secondary market yield curve shifted slightly upwards with selling from both local and foreign counterparties, while overall market witnessed moderate volume. In the equity market, both continued to end in green for the second consecutive day, with the price gains made in Commercial Bank and SLTL contributed the gain in the index. However, turnover recorded relatively low as no crossings were recorded during the day.
Now in the currency market, the Sri Lankan rupee closed weaker at 181 rupees and 90 cents to 182 rupees to the US dollar in the spot market today, while bond yields gained. The rupee closed at 181 rupees and 62 to 70 cents to the greenback yesterday. Now let's take a look at how the Sri Lankan rupee traded against other major currencies during the day. We will be taking a look at what's happening around the world on the other side of this break. Don't go away. Welcome back. You're watching First at 9. Now, low-skilled workers will not be given visas under the UK government's post-Brexit immigration plans. It is urging employers to move away from relying on cheap labour from Europe and invest in retaining staff and developing automation technology. The Home Office has said that EU and non-EU citizens coming to the UK would be treated equally after UK-EU free movement ends on the 31st of December. Home Secretary Preeti Patel said that new system was about bringing the brightest and the best to the UK. She also said that the British government wants to encourage people with the right talent and reduce the levels of people coming to the UK with low skills. The United States has tightened financial restrictions on Venezuela, blacklisting a subsidiary of Russian state oil major Rosneft that President Donald Trump's administration has said provides a lifeline to President Nicolas Maduro's government. The sanctions imposed by the U.S. Treasury Department increases pressure on Russia, which the U.S. sees as the main backer of the Maduro government. The United States last year recognized Venezuelan opposition leader Juan Guaido as the OPEC nation's legitimate interim president and began ratcheting up sanctions and diplomatic pressure on Maduro government.
The Trump administration has accused a subsidiary of Russian state oil major Rosneft of propping up the Venezuelan oil sector and actively evading American sanctions. The US has also issued a general license allowing companies 90 days to wind down their transactions with the company. The action freezes any US-held assets of the Geneva-based trading unit of the Russian oil giant and its chairman of the board of directors and president.
While Venezuela is undergoing the crisis it is undergoing, the humanitarian crisis, the economic crisis, what is Russia doing? Siphoning money out, not giving aid, siphoning money out, $1.8 billion to Rosneft. That's not even the Russian state, which also gets money. That is not a contribution to the people of Venezuela or to a democratic outcome. The two largest customers for Venezuelan oil are India and China in that order. And we will be having conversations with the customers to advise them of U.S. policy with respect to the export of Venezuelan oil.
Now, Sri Lanka Cricket today named its 15-member squad for the upcoming 3-match one-day international series with the West Indies. Dimuth Karunaratne will captain the side, while all-rounder Thisara Perera is also featuring in the squad for the first time in around 6 months. Others included in the squad are Avishka Fernando, Kusal Janit Perera, Shehan Jayasuri, Niroshan Dikwala, Kusal Mendes, Angelo Matthews, Dhananjay De Silva, Dasun Shanaka, Wanindu Hasaranga, Lakshant Sandak and Isuru Dhananwan Pradeep and Lahiru Kumar. The first match will be worked off on Saturday at the SSC grounds in Colombo. And that's it from all of us here at First at 9. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.